This is the Royals Postcast, your instant game reaction for the Kansas City Royals. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome in to the Royals Postcast on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. I'm your host, Chance Liebau, and I'm here to bring you reaction to every single Royals game the rest of the way. You can follow me on Twitter at Chance Liebau. If you can't make a show live, don't worry. These episodes will always be uploaded for you to listen to on demand wherever you get your podcasts. I want to say thank you for making the Locked On Royals podcast or the Royals Postcast your first listen of the day. Before we get started, remember to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notifications, and also like the video. And please join the live chat. We are bumping it tonight in a good way. Last night, a lot of great reviews from you guys. You guys really enjoyed Negative Chance. Tonight, we're coming back with a positive tune, but also LMW saying, yes, it was a good game. Let's not overreact and start talking playoffs. LMW, you are in the right place. I've been on the record multiple times on this show saying this team is not a playoff team just yet. And tonight did not change my opinion whatsoever. Might have changed my opinion of some players and maybe even dug my feet in the ground on a couple more. But tonight was just what the doctor ordered for the Royals, and they pick up a win to start the homestand 7-4 against the Nationals. So let's get right into it. Here is what you'll be talking about.
This is what you'll be talking about.
I think Adam Frazier is going to be what's at the forefront of my mind heading into tomorrow. Guys, the Royals got Adam Frazier for a guy that right now is hitting in the low 200s in the AAA system for the Pittsburgh Pirates at 28 years old. Adam Frazier is not going to mistake you for an all-star at all this season. The guy has what the kids call aura. I mean, that mustache and flow combo, I wish that I could pull that off like Adam Frazier does. And he's brought an entirely different mantra to the Royals lineup, a true professional hitter. And I might have been overusing that term this season. A guy that when you look at his spray chart this season, and they showed it on the broadcast, he's got more hits the other way than he does pull side. And for a left-handed batter, that is unbelievable. You are taught mostly as a left-handed batter to try and yank that ball out of the yard. And instead, Adam Frazier has been in a selfless ball player this season, has played many positions for the Royals. And I'm not going to bring up receipts because I'm not that childish. I don't need to. The performance itself has done enough. People obviously knew me as the guy that was backing the Adam Frazier deal when it happened. And right now, he is in the midst of a 7 for 9 stretch over the last 2 days. Today, he goes 3 for 4, sets up the offense in multiple ways, gets them on the board in the first inning. I think that we are seeing the death of Jonathan India and the death of Michael Massey in this organization as we know it. Are they going to bring back Adam Frazier next season? Absolutely not. I do not think they do. But I think they understand that they can get Adam Frazier's production for a heck of a lot cheaper than they do Jonathan India's production. And that is the Moneyball way. That's how small market, mid-market teams seem to operate. And it wouldn't surprise me if Michael Massey and Jonathan India's role this season and even in the next season is diminished quite a bit. Adam Frazier has been a massive addition to this Royals lineup, lengthening the lineup that it needs to be. Just want to tip my cap to him because 4-hit day yesterday, 3-hit game today. He just continues to be what this lineup needed and a guy that can play multiple positions, which is what we know Matt Quatraro loves. It might frustrate the dog crap out of some people, but so what? I really do not care how you feel about that. But Adam Frazier with the Royals this season, since coming back, or at least this is going into today, was hitting .302, a 743 OPS, and 0.6 wins above replacement. And folks, 0.6 wins above replacement would be a top 10 player on this team full season. An excellent move in getting him. He's been able to make sure that when Jack Caglione was healthy, you don't have to play Jack Caglione. When Jonathan India is struggling, you don't have to play Jonathan India. I think the addition of Adam Frazier and now Nick Lofton coming back, who puzzled me yesterday when he was the pinch hitter instead of Randall Grichuk in the I believe it was the 9th inning yesterday. I might be wrong. Somebody's going to say you're an idiot for not remembering. But I was a little bit surprised he pinch hit yesterday. And then Nick Lofton had a very quality game today at the plate. A pair of walks going in its total 1-for-1 with a sac fly, 2 walks, a base hit, a diving play in the outfield that could have saved a run. That was a lot better than the diving play that John Rave made yesterday. If you were here yesterday, obviously, you know my thoughts on that. But I just think that at this point, you needed guys to be able to lengthen the lineup a little bit more. Adam Frazier has done that. Mike Yastrzemski has done that. He didn't have the best day today, Yastrzemski. He got on base, which is really all you could ask for. Somebody in the chat is saying, why are you obsessed with Jack Caglione? Because Jack Caglione does something that not a whole lot of people in this lineup can do, and it's hit the ball out of the yard. He's not been great at the plate this season. I'll admit it. But I think some time off mentally. I'm not obsessed with him. I think he should play at most 4 times a week as a starter, and I think it needs to be as a DH only role. But he kind of got MJ Melendez when he had to switch positions coming up to the major league squad, and it obviously did not help out his development at all. But with what we've seen from Jack Caglione, obviously not exactly inspiring what we've seen from him so far. But I'm not selling any of my stock. I'm not buying anymore, but I'm not selling any Jack Caglione stock. But very great game tonight from Adam Frazier. Continues to prove his value. He's worth his weight in gold to this organization. And Cam Devaney is basically the human equivalent of a bag of balls. You could not care less about what Cam Devaney provided you. Obviously, you wish him the best, but he's not going to do – he's not a major league player. Adam Frazier is. That was the best trade they could have made for Cam Devaney, and I'm very happy that they made it. So appreciate what they've been able to get out of him. And obviously, Nick Lofton tonight did an excellent job at the plate. Michael Garcia worked a ton of counts. And then Salvador Perez being able to turn back the clock. I mean, I had 5 players that I wanted to talk about really turning around not really turning around, but that had good games that I wanted to talk about. Adam Frazier one, Nick Lofton the other. Salvador Perez, man, just continuing to do exactly what he needs to do. He's not trying to put this team on his back. Getting him out of that cleanup spot, the 3-hole spot, has done a wonder for him as a player, putting less pressure on him, making sure that he doesn't have a slow runner in front of him every time he comes to the plate. It's really done a wonder what they've gotten out of Salvador Perez out of the 5-hole this season. I wish that I could go. I don't want to do it right now because it'd just take up too much time and it'd take away from the podcast. But I want to take a look at what he's doing when he's batting 5th in the lineup, because he's really been really solid in that 5-hole compared to where he was been at the 4-hole early in the season. And Gary bringing up in the chat, and I really wanted to get to this, the bullpen. That will be what we talk about next, because while people are kind of upset with how the bullpen has done this season, I am a big fan of a lot of the guys in the bullpen. I know they lost a piece today in Hunter Harvey, but man, if they run back this 7-man bullpen, or sorry, it'd be 8-man bullpen going into next season, I would be perfectly fine with that. And I'll tell you why when we come back on the Royals Postcast. Today's episode is brought to you by Gameday Hue. For Royals fans like me, these hats hit the mark. Gameday Hue makes clean, no logo gear with team-inspired colorways for every pro and college fan base. It's all about letting your colors speak for you. No giant logos, just smart, versatile style that works on game day, on the course, or anywhere in between. The hat pairs perfectly with my usual gear. It doesn't replace my team logo. It just adds to the lineup. It's the kind of hat that reps your team without screaming it. Subtle, but still says everything. And it's not just hats. Check out their split shade gloves made for the golf course, or the perfect gift for the fan who has everything. Right now, you can get 15% off with code MLB15 at GamedayHue.com. That's GamedayHue.com. The code even stacks on bundle deals, so now's the time to load up. Let your colors talk, because colors speak louder than words. That's GamedayHue.com. Code MLB15. Today's episode is also brought to you by FanDuel, because August 26th is officially FanDuel Futures Day, a brand new holiday for football fans who live for bold predictions and preseason hunches. For just 24 hours, FanDuel is giving you deals on NFL season predictions. So whether you're calling your MVP, eyeing a long shot in division winner, or ready to crown your Super Bowl champ before week 1 even kicks off, this is your moment. I yesterday went on and said Mahomes, the Rams, and there's also plenty of dark horse division winners. For my NFL MVP pick, Mahomes is probably the chalk pick for me if I'm going chalk. But down the board a little bit, man, I love CJ Stroud. I think that last year was a step back for him. But if he can put some things together this year, I think CJ Stroud's a great pick. And then for my Super Bowl pick, I mean, honestly, I think the Cowboys, if they can get this Micah Parsons deal together, I don't think they're a terrible value play, and they're going to get hit well, so you could always get a good cash out option. So those are my picks. Make sure you get yours in. Visit the FanDuel app today and start planning your futures bets now, because Futures Day is one day and one day only. FanDuel, play your game. All right, the bullpen, man. I know people saying Cowboys. I always have a funny pick on the Cowboys just because I know they'll be at least in the divisional round, and I can hedge that later on. But man, I mean, somebody bringing up Kyle Isbel in the chat. Kyle Isbel's been fantastic. Don't need to move him out of the lineup. Perfect spot in the 9-hole. He's on base for Bobby Witt Jr. a lot of the time. But before we get out of here, I wanted to hit on the bullpen because a lot of people have been talking negative about this bullpen. And honestly, at times I've been frustrated with it. But guys, do you realize what the bullpen has been able to do? I wrote this down yesterday. Angel Serpa, over his last 35 outings, that was going into today, 2.59 ERA and a 1.02 whip. And while it might not be pretty and sometimes he gets blown up, Angel Serpa has been a fantastic piece for this bullpen, a piece that I don't think we would have seen earlier this season when he had an ERA in the sixes, being the kind of piece that he has been. But I've been more than happy with Angel Serpa as a bullpen piece. And then you look at the low leverage guys. I mean, I'm really happy with what they've done. You have to tip your cap to Brian Sweeney for what they've done with Taylor Clark. Taylor Clark this season has a 3.44 ERA. He has given up just 22 hits. He has a .736 whip. That is under a base runner per 9 inning. I think, and I'm not going to check the leaderboard, I think that would be one of the best qualified if he qualified. But Taylor Clark has been an elite low leverage, 9th inning in a 5-run game kind of guy. He's been so good there. Sam Long has been iffy recently. Not a huge fan of him. But you also have guys like Daniel Lynch, who's come around at times this season. Jonathan Bolin, when he's in, he's been whatever. John Schreiber, I'm not a huge John Schreiber fan, but he's been good this season. He was great tonight. The fastball was located. When he locates his pitches, he's really good. Steven Cruz, when he's on, he's really good. But the Royals bullpen as a whole has really impressed me this season. And even Hunter Harvey, I had a tweet today. I would make the Hunter Harvey trade over again. Great process. The results, you can't plan for injuries. And Hunter Harvey was banged up. And while somebody asked me today on Twitter, would you bring him back for a cheap deal next season? No, I wouldn't. You do not sacrifice a 40-man roster spot for a guy that the biggest concern for me is that for Hunter Harvey, a lot of dings, a lot of 15-day IL stints. He had the 160, but it was 2 different injuries that kept him on the injured list. With Hunter Harvey, he has pitched in 18 games in just over a full year of play, and he hasn't had a significant surgery of any kind. It's legitimate fragility. That's what Hunter Harvey is. He's not having a freak arm blowout. He just can't stay healthy. His arm is not healthy. So there's no reason to bring him back and waste a 40-man roster spot. And Gio saying, should we keep Estevez or find good talent? He is inconsistent. Guys, Carlos Estevez is the second leader in the major leagues in saves. Is it pretty? No. But Carlos Estevez in the 9th inning, and I wrote this down a couple days ago. Carlos Estevez I wanted to bring this up, but Estevez is a guy that is really good in the 9th inning. 2.35 ERA after Friday's game in the 9th, Wednesday's game in the 9th inning. He is a good 9th inning pitcher. He is the best. I think he's the best option at closer for this team. Lucas Erceg has not been fantastic at times this season. Carlos Estevez, the velocity's back up, and I'm a fan. I know that he's not got some bad reputation among the fans for some reason. Guys, a bullpen guy giving up a run every 3 outings is a ERA in the threes, and that is a really good position to be in. Dean asking, who do I like the best in the bullpen? Depends on the inning. I like both the Estevez and Ursig, and if I need to get a lefty out in a pinch, I am more than okay with going to Angel Serpa. But I think they have a ton of options, and I think that Hue gets a bad rap for how he manages the bullpen because he's got options. It's not like the options are just so bunched together. There's a lot of above average to good options in the bullpen. There's not in HDH. It has fried our brains to the point where we think that is normal. Guys, that's not normal. There's a reason that team won a World Series. Winning a World Series is not normal. Only one of 30 teams gets to do that every single season. There's not an HDH walking through that door, and it sure as hell isn't walking through that door for what the Royals are paying bullpen guys. They have a bunch of guys in the above average to good category, and that's what makes Matt Quattro's job difficult. He's got a bunch of really good to solid options, and at times they just aren't pitching well at the time. So I understand there's obviously some frustration, and I think that there's a lot of good options in that bullpen. Now, there are guys that I don't love. I don't love Daniel Lynch in a high leverage spot. He just doesn't have that alpha in him, in my opinion. That's just not who Daniel Lynch is. Other guys I'm big fans of. But I think the bullpen is really good for what it is, what they're paying them. I mean, Angel Serpa is making the league min. Daniel Lynch is in year 2 of ARB. Lucas Ursig isn't even in ARB yet. So you're paying a lot of guys cheap, and they're performing really well. And I think that we have to take the bullpen for what it's worth. It's not the highest paid bullpen, but I'd rather pay an outfield bat over a 7th inning guy 9 times out of 10 if I'm managing a baseball team. But very big fan of the bullpen, and especially what they got out of them today. I know Lynch got hammered. Not a huge Daniel Lynch fan. Hand in the air. Not a huge Daniel Lynch fan. Don't love him in high leverage spots, but that's just Daniel Lynch. He's going to get out of a lot of different jams. People wanting a dog reveal. He is asleep right now. He's not dead. So he is alive, but he is definitely out of commission. He was very stressed out for the Royals game tonight. But I appreciate you guys for being here with us in the chat. We will be back tomorrow night for another edition of the Royals Postcast, hopefully talking about a series win heading into Wednesday's series finale. Appreciate you guys for being here. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel and turn on our notifications, and join us tomorrow night for another edition of the Royals Postcast.